Hey guys, how is it going? It's 8-Bit Eric. So we had the PlayStation showcase today. I'm sure everybody and their mothers already recorded their reaction and recap slash thoughts slash impressions of this. It's my turn, right? So we had a lot of information here. This was what is coming to the world of PlayStation within the next year or so. I was excited. It's been a little bit of a slow drip feed for the PlayStation 5 this past year. I want some games. So what did we get? Let's go ahead and talk about it in today's video. One of the big announcements we got, Gran Turismo 7 will be making its way cross-gen. PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, March 4th. I'm going to be honest right away right here. I'm a little let down that it's a cross-gen title. I get it. Some people still have PS4s because the PlayStation 5 is hard to find. But we need more true exclusive PS5 titles. I'm not a Sony pony by any means, but all I've ever heard throughout the years when I was just a Nintendo fanboy is how great the first-party exclusives are for PlayStation consoles. Well, all it seems like we've been getting is cross-gen titles with the exception of like Demon Souls and Returnal and Ratchet and Clank. Come on, it's been a pretty slow drip feed the last year. I get it, there was a pandemic going on, but let's make some serious runs at some of these next gen titles, man. Let's quit with the cross gen stuff. I get it, but at the same time, it's a small annoyance on my behalf. Now, this looked pretty cool. I really haven't played any Gran Turismos, but this one actually does look like it's really impressive graphical wise. It's a racing game. Again, I'm not really big into racing games, but I know that this franchise is a really big one for PlayStation. It's releasing simultaneously both on the PS5 and PS4. Now, they made a big emphasis on the culture of, I guess, Gran Turismo and the cars and, like, the last 150 years or so behind this. I don't know. There's, like, a big legacy that they're wanting to really push as far as the whole, you know, racing and aspect of the whole Gran Turismo series. Now, Gran Turismo means Grand Touring in Italy. So this is back, you know, I guess it harkens back to the history of people actually exploring in the 17th century and stuff. So they're wanting to do a campaign mode that has you go on a journey, that has you explore, that has you look at different cultural environments. And I guess they want to place the culture aspect on it, which is kind of cool. You really don't really see too much of that in racing games, but now with these big huge games that have all these graphical upgrades and stuff, it seems like they're taking a turn to actually making it a breathtaking experience. So I can get behind that. I've never played Gran Turismo before, so I guess this one will be my first. It's supposedly the campaign mode, GT campaign mode, is something that has been eagerly I guess requested. Based on what I see in the trailer, this is the return of that to the series. So I'm all for it. Why not? It seems that there's a pretty big editor for your car. You can customize the stuff and things like that. Again, I'm brand new to the series, so I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what comes out of this. You know, all the circuits, all the stuff like that, the amount of cars that you can collect. It looks like there's a pretty robust amount of stuff here in regards to your car customization options, your collection that you can have. It also seems like there's time and weather change simulations in this game. So yeah, I mean, a lot of these racing games nowadays are really emphasizing the environment and the weather. So looks like the ray tracing and the 4K and everything like that is going to be pretty cool. There's not enough other things that we could talk about as far as just what we see in this trailer, but it's come out in March 2022, so we still have a little bit of ways to go before we see it. Now we got a first look at God of War Ragnarok. This is a game that is on my radar. I've been hearing a lot of hype behind it. Santa Monica Studio is developing this game. They discussed it a little bit. I actually have been waiting for an update as well. This is one of the ones that was constantly mentioned on my stream, and I'm like, you know what? I hope we get an update. Well, we did. So the trailer shows that this picks up a few years after God of War 2018. So there's I guess a little bit of a snowstorm, and you see the characters basically trying to survive in it. Now, I haven't played God of War. This is another example of a franchise that I'm like, okay, I got a PS5 now. I didn't play the 2018 God of War. I didn't play any of the previous installments. I'm going to go ahead and sink the teeth into this. I think it's a good thing that God of War is on PlayStation Plus collection because I can go ahead and download that and check that bad boy out before this comes out. I do know God of War is a huge franchise. Looking at the way that the game looks graphical wise, this looks like it's gonna be an epic journey. Looks like there's gonna be a lot of violence, a lot of fighting, a lot of exploration elements and things like that. I've heard that these series have amazing gameplay, and this trailer actually got me pretty hyped. I know next to nothing besides that the main character is named Kratos and he's a freaking badass. Looks like the combat is pretty good. There's new combat abilities according to this, a new runic summon for one of the other characters, and the return of Kratos's I guess violent moveset, some of the weapons that he has and things like that. I mean, the God of War series have always been hyped, in my opinion. I'm actually really excited for this. Again, I know nothing about it, but it looks like this is going to be one of the big games that Sony is looking to bring out there. It's a shame that it wasn't a launch title, but I'm all for games being perfected and made perfectly for us gamers to experience the right way, because we don't want another Cyberpunk. This is one that's on my radar as well, so that's 2 games in a row that I'm actually pretty excited for. I'm not used to really wanting to sink the teeth in racing games, but I always hear so much about Gran Turismo, and I always hear so much about God of War. Now keep in mind, I never had a PlayStation console until 2016 when I got a PS4, and that's when I experienced PlayStation for the first time. So a lot of these franchises I'm still a noob at, and I find it pretty exciting. So if you guys are 100% on the mark as far as God of War goes for a franchise, I have never heard bad things about it. I'm looking forward to Ragnarok, hands down. Speaking of another series that gets a lot of love, is the Uncharted series. It looks like we're getting the Legacy of Thieves collection coming to PS5 and PC. Very interesting that we're going to see a PC release. I know in my live chats, there's been people that are upset that some of these exclusives and first-party deals are going over to PC. That was one criticism that a lot of Sony fans always gave Xbox. They're like, what's the point of getting an Xbox if I can just get a PC and play the games? Well, it looks like Sony's doing it as well. Now, again, another franchise I never experienced, the Uncharted series. Now, this is one of Naughty Dog's most beloved game franchises. Pretty excited to check it out. This is dated for early 2022. I don't know. Is this the same as the game collection that came out a few years ago on the PS4? I think mine came with an Uncharted Legacy collection. This looks like it comes out with Uncharted 4: A Thieves End. So is this all the games put together? Is this just an updated version of the collection? If so, then I guess I'm gonna play all the games finally. Again, I haven't played one single Uncharted game, but Shady J, my good friend Shady J, always hypes these up. I've always heard great things about it. Looks like it's going to be remastered, a new remastered bundle. So I guess I don't need to play the PS4 version. Don't they have the PS4 collection on PlayStation Plus? The selection of free games. I don't know. It looks like all these are just all the games that have come out. Are we even going to get an Uncharted 5? I'm not sure, but this gives me a good chance to play the games remastered on the PlayStation 5 and PC. I think this looks pretty badass. I know this is going to trigger a lot of people when I say this, but it reminds me of the new Tomb Raider games as well. Like a platforming / survival / action-packed exploration game. I'm excited to try it out. So far, the PlayStation Showcase has won me over. I think they're doing a great, stellar job. Can't beat it. Here's a game that reminded me a little bit of Legend of Zelda, and I know that's kind of unfair to say because of the cell shading and just the way that the game looks. It's called Tchia. I don't know. It looks kind of fun. It has like a cartoony looking look, but what gets me about it is it's about 2 childhood friends. They are basically in I guess an island area, New Caledonia, which is a small archipelago in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. It looks pretty cool. I love the colors. I love the way the graphics look. Looks like it's an exploration game. Looks like it's rich in, what the environment looks like, the landscapes. I like stuff like this. I like games that let you just kind of almost like a sandbox. I think, and this is also a smaller studio, I believe, that works for PlayStation. So stuff like this, you could tell has passion, has heart. This might be a sleeper hit. I think this might be a sleeper hit right here. It's like a toy box type of feeling. You go anywhere, explore anything, look around the map. You could glide. You know, there's climbable stuff. There's different types of tricks and flips and dives that you can do. And, you know, there's some platforming. Now, this also showcased music. There was like a ukulele in here, which is a pretty big piece of culture when it comes to, you know, Pacific Islands and things like that. So it looks like you can get different melodies that you can unlock and stuff like that that trigger special events like attracting animals and things like that. I think this might be a sleeper, guys. I definitely am excited. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Tchia? I don't know. Now, continuing on, we got an update with Deathloop. This is a game that I completely forgot about because it got delayed quite a bit ago. This is coming to PS5 in September 14th. So we're a little under a week from Deathloop. I'm excited. I originally wanted to check this out when it was first coming. It was supposed to be a launch title, I believe, or a launch year title. Now it's coming out. It's an action-packed FPS. It seems pretty mysterious. There's like a time loop that you're trapped on an island full of people who are trying to kill you. The trailer kind of showed a little bit of a teaser with the story. It was titled Down the Rabbit Hole. It's almost kind of like Groundhog Day with guns. Like where your character's like in an endless loop of time, and I guess you have to try to figure out what's going on because your character has amnesia, and you have to learn about the past and uncover, you know, the strange setting and the story and the mysteries and stuff like that. I do think this game looks pretty cool. I am excited to try it out. I really hope that the hype behind this game is not overhyped. I've gotten very disappointed this console generation with all these games that have all this hype coming behind them and then they just fall flat. So I'm trying to hold my breath on Deathloop, but I will more than likely be checking it out. I think it looks pretty cool. It kind of, you know, the trailers have this Tarantino type of vibe, and I hope that translates over to the game itself. So let me know your thoughts on Deathloop. Has the hype completely died down? I feel the delay kind of stopped its momentum, to be quite honest, but we'll see. It's coming exclusively to PS5, so this is not a cross-gen title. So this is at least one major title for the PlayStation 5 that's not cross-gen on PS4, and that makes me happy. Now, continuing on, we got Bloodhunt coming to the PS5 in 2021. This is a free-to-play shooter that looks pretty interesting. It seems that it is, I don't know if exactly it's vampire. It's a third-person battle royale game set in the Vampire the Masquerade universe. Now, Vampire the Masquerade, I feel, is kind of an underappreciated series, so it's cool that they're making a free-to-play battle royale. It takes place in the old town of Prague. It's like there's different vampire factions, and I love the gothic imagery, the dark setting. There's multiple clans, so you know there's different archetypes, different scenarios, different combat strategies. A vampire battle royale. I'm addicted to Warzone and Fortnite, so I might check this one out. Vampires are pretty cool, except the ones from Twilight that sparkle and glitter, but this one's seems pretty cool. There's also battle pass progressions that are going to be added to the game, so I guess there's going to be more money that I spend every season. It is going to have 60 frames per second. It's supposed to take advantage of the PlayStation 5 DualSense wireless controller with different resistances per weapon and things like that. It's supposedly going to use full advantage of the 3D audio of the PlayStation 5. It looks very detailed. I love the way the game looks. This is something that I'm going to definitely check my attention to and sink the teeth into for sure. Now, we got a little bit more of an update on Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm going to be honest, in regards to these Marvel games, Avengers kind of ruined my hype for anything else, but this one looks like it's going to be a little bit better. We got a little bit of a story trailer. It's 12 years after a galactic war that swept through the cosmos. Star-Lord is in charge of the Guardians of the Galaxy, stuff like that. I like the way that the graphics look. I'm just not entirely knowing if I'm completely sold on it because of what Avengers did, but this might be a lot better. It doesn't seem like it's so online focused like Avengers was, so maybe it'll be good. This is coming cross-gen in October 26th to the PS4 and the PS5, so we'll see. I don't know. I'm keeping my expectations in check with Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, continuing on, we got Ghostwire Tokyo. I remember seeing the teaser for this during one of the first PlayStation showcases. This one looks creepy. Looks like there's a lot of supernatural stuff, paranormal activity, things like that. It's a modern cityscape, so it kind of has like that, not exactly like a cyberpunkish type of vibe, but it has that, you know, really interesting Tokyo-ish / futuristic vibe that seems pretty cool. It's mysterious too. The story, you know, you wake up, you're in an abandoned street in Tokyo. There's different types of, like, I guess, hauntings and things like that. It looks like it's actually pretty cool. This is something that I might look into. I tend to stray away from stuff that's too Japanese-ish or whatever, but sometimes some of these games are pretty big sleeper hits. Regardless, this was one that was on my radar when it came out. It does seem that they're going to make very immersive capabilities with DualSense and the features of the PlayStation 5 in regards to this game. Looks like they're going to take advantage of the SSD and, you know, the trigger, things like that. And it's supposed to come sometime in 2022. There's no exact date, but it does look like it's going to be very interesting. It's scary. It takes place in Japan. Maybe it will be a sleeper hit. I'm going to be honest, so far in the showcase, nothing is really like where I'm like, so far it's been actually pretty solid for the most part. Continuing on, we got an update with GTA 5 Enhanced and GTA Online Enhanced. This is coming in March. I thought this was supposed to originally come out in November. I'm a big GTA guy. I know a lot of people are clamoring for GTA 6 news, but it ain't happening, guys, anytime soon. And a lot of people also are expecting that rumored GTA trilogy remaster with like San Andreas and Vice City and things like that. I'm still holding my breath on that. That was just a reportedly rumor that hasn't been completely confirmed, but I'm a big GTA Online guy. I am going to be checking GTA Online Enhanced. I just know a lot of you guys don't really care about it. They didn't get too much details. It was just kind of like a teaser of you know, already what we already know with the game. It's supposedly going to have enhanced graphics and visuals and stuff. Now, Alan Wake Remastered. This was a rumor earlier this week. I didn't get to cover on video. It's coming to the PS4 and PS5. I've never played an Alan Wake game. I've heard great things. It's coming out in October, so that's a really close release date. I'm happy that we're getting some of these September, October dates because it gives me my gaming craving satisfaction for the fall months. You know, the fall months when things are kind of like chill. You're a little bit more home. It's darker outside. I've never played it. The game was originally released in 2010. I know nothing about it, but it does include the DLCs, all new 4K visuals, updated environments, cutscenes, things like that. So I'm going to be checking out Alan Wake for sure. Now, in addition to that, we got a trailer for Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Extraction. I've always heard great things about Rainbow Six. This looks like it's a pretty action-packed game. I've heard nothing but great things about the Tom Clancy games. So looks like it includes operator progression. There, you know, it says if you're a fan of Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, it includes a whole new way to play with the operators you love. It changes the way you utilize each skill set. So there's experience from successfully extracting, unique gadgets, weapons, abilities, things like that. Okay, different variety. Variety is the spice of life. I like action-packed games like this. I like ranked modes. I like competitiveness. I like action-packed. I like deep immersion. It looks like they're going to have a lot of, you know, qualities with the PlayStation 5 here that are focusing on it. But it is a cross-gen title. Just the PlayStation 5 is going to have a little bit more features and stuff to make it a visual feast. 4K resolution, 60 frames per second, full HDR support, haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, all the good stuff that us PS5 people want. So January 2022 looks like it's going to have 12 large-scale new maps, over 90 weapons, Rainbow React tech, 13 dangerous arcane archetypes, 18 Rainbow Six operators, deep level progression, ranked mode, different gameplay mechanics, full support for crossplay with the PlayStation 5. So this seems like it's going to be a really good experience. This is something right here that I can sink the teeth into, especially because I've been playing a lot of like Warzone and stuff, and I've heard good things about the Rainbow Six series. So yeah, I'm all for it. this has been a fantastic showcase, and I'm not even a Sony pony. Now, we got Forspoken, and I believe this was one of the demos that we saw originally on the PlayStation 5 showcase. I believe this was a demo that actually showed how the software ran. I forgot what it was called, like Delta demo or something like that. This looks pretty cool. Honestly, the trailer was actually really action-packed. I liked the environment. It had this whole Shadow of the Colossus type of look with these big sprawling like ruins and rocks and things like that. And Square Enix developed pretty cool games. Again, I'm a little on the fence though, because Square does let us down sometimes. This is supposed to be coming out for the PS5 in spring 2022, which is a PS5 only title. Again, I'm glad. I want less cross-gen. This is one that caught my attention though when we did see the tech demo originally quite a while ago. I believe this is the game that was the tech demo, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, continuing forward, there was a game right here by Gearbox. It's called Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Honestly, this looks pretty cool. It's launching in March 25th, 2022. The trailer basically showed like a nice looking fantasy world. There's like a dragon lord that's a villain of this game. He wants to rule the Wonderlands, and it basically just has a pretty cool vibe. This is something that I can get behind. As far as what a game looks, it's like a fantasy game. It's old school for JRPG fans. I'm not a big JRPG guy, but this game trailer caught my attention. I think I'm gonna sink the teeth into this one. There has not been one game on the showcase so far that I'm like, all right, I don't want to try it. This one looks like, as far as gameplay elements and stuff like that, it looks like it's going to have a pretty good amount of mechanics that I would like to sink my teeth into. There's different ways to use your firepower, different arsenals, different guns, spells, melee weapons. You can customize the way your players look and sound. There's a lot of variety here. Variety is the spice of life. Again, this one might be a sleeper. This one might be one worth coming out. Again, I believe this one's a PlayStation 5 only title, which is good. That's one request that I had. I was telling my live stream chat, I don't want cross-gen titles. I know, I get it, but I don't. I know I keep repeating myself in this video when it comes to that. Now, continue a game called Project Eve, and this is one of those like weird space colony futuristic titles. Seems cool. I believe this is the first title from the developers that are making this. Shift Up. So this is currently being developed by Shift Up, and they announced this development back in 2019. This is a PlayStation 5 exclusive game. Takes place in the not too distant future, where humanity is no longer on planet Earth. So Eve is the main character, and she's facing unknown creatures on I guess a post-apocalyptic world. It looks like there's amazing graphics for this. I know it seems like, you know, it's weird. I'll see people come in my comments and be like, you're just one of those guys that cares about graphics and not the gameplay. That's completely wrong. When I bring up the graphics, I'm bringing out how impressive gaming has come throughout the years, because you got to keep in mind, I was a Nintendo fanboy for many years. I had a Wii and a Wii U as my main consoles until 2016. I'm not used to huge, powerful next-gen graphics with great frame rates and all these wonderful, like, you know, cutscenes and voice acting and you know what I mean? To me, it's still awesome. So Project Eve put that bill, and it looks like they're going to take advantage again of the DualSense. I'm glad that it seems like all these games that are coming out are taking full advantage of the PlayStation 5's controller, because it's phenomenal with the haptic feedback and all of that. So I'm completely sold when it comes to that. This looks like an amazing adventure game. It has a lot of skills, a lot of leveling up, different attacks, different combos, stuff that I could definitely get behind. So there's no announced date for it yet. This was just a teaser trailer, but let's see when it comes out. I'm excited to learn more about this game. And then we got two brand new Marvel games announced. Wolverine, which was a teaser. Pretty exciting for that. And then we got Spider-Man 2 for the PlayStation 5. I loved Miles Morales. I played a little bit of Spider-Man Remastered. I am beyond more than ready for a Spider-Man 2 game on the PlayStation 5. I think it's awesome. It's a big open world. It's immersive. You play it as a web crawler. But Wolverine is going to be a good one too. I'm looking forward to finding out more about both of these games ASAP. Last but not least, the huge thing. I'm a Star Wars fan. One game that I've always gotten hyped up is Knights of the Old Republic. I played it on the Xbox 360, I believe. I got one of them. And I played it, and I liked what I saw here. But now we're gonna get a full-fledged remake that has been rumored for quite some time. It's gonna be on the PlayStation 5. My God, this is gonna be awesome. I've been hyped up for many years about Knights of the Old Republic, and now we're getting a remake. This was quite a way to end with the presentation. I'm actually happy for it. Again, I never really completed Knights of the Old Republic. I played a little bit of it. I'm sold. I'm Star Wars anything when it comes to movies, TV, video games. And for as much of a hype train as I've heard with Knights of the Old Republic, to get a full-fledged remake of it, I'm going to be checking it out. So that was quite a way to check it out. So all in all, the PlayStation 5 showcase, I think, was really solid. I think this is what Sony needed to let people know what's coming out. And then on top of that, we're going to get tons of third-party games and indie titles that haven't been announced, but it looks like, you know, for the foreseeable future, the upcoming months, especially in the short term, we're getting some good games in September and October, but also in the spring and early 2022. I'm looking forward to finally dusting off my PlayStation 5. I'm going to be honest. I really haven't used the PS5 beyond Fortnite and Warzone. And whatever digital titles I get. I'm craving for some PlayStation 5 games, so I'm glad that Sony stepped it up a notch. Now we have an upcoming Xbox showcase rumored at the Tokyo Game Show. Let's see what Microsoft throws out there in response. I think this was a solid showcase for Sony. If I was to rate it, I would say this was a solid B. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. I appreciate you guys for watching. As always, I will see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.